$1997. That was the year that Estee Lauder introduced Double Wear foundation. 20 years. And it is still their #1 selling product. Now, I did visit my local Nordstrom's with the mindset that I was going to pick up the full-size bottle of the Double Wear Nude. And it's really because I have that loyalty with Estée. I feel already that I can trust their foundations. I have so many of their foundations to begin with, and it's probably going to work out fine for me. So I go into Nordstrom's and I go to the Estée counter, and then I started to play around on my phone, looking up stuff on the nude formula. And the more I read on it, I said to myself, I wonder if this is a lighter version, an even lighter, thin coverage than the existing Double Wear Light. Now, I have the Double Wear Light. I like that, but I don't like anything below it. So with that said, I just told the girl at the counter, just give me a sample because I may not like it if it's going to be a sheer coverage. I just didn't know what to expect. Packaging wise, it looks like it's a taller, like thinner version of the actual Double Wear bottle. It doesn't come with a pump, so you need to get some sort of a pump. I have one already for my regular version. Double Wear Nude comes in 12 shades, and I don't know if that is going to be expanded or if this is just like their first release and they're going to see what they want to do and they want to see who's going to be flocking to purchase all the colors. But at this point, I did count that it's 12 shades. Swatching and applying, spreading out the foundation on my face, the Double Wear Nude color, the Sandlewood, was a perfect match for my skin tone. A couple attributes with this foundation is that it is going to produce a skin-like satin finish. It has a pretty high concentration at SPF 30. It is UVA and UVB, so it's offering you that sun protection. However, I do recommend do not rely on your makeup to give you that sun protection. Use sun protection first and then go ahead and apply your makeup. The foundation offers a light coverage up to a medium coverage, and it also is noted as being an oil-free foundation. However, at this location, when I was speaking with the cosmetic girl for Estee Lauder, she told me that the foundation was not oil-free. I don't know what to believe because I pulled up the ingredients on the internet and I really couldn't tell which ingredients were considered oil based because there are ingredients that might appear as oil. They could be emollients and so forth, or silicone. So I couldn't really tell. So I think what I'll do is I will reach out to Estée myself and try to get some sort of an answer. But from everything I'm coming across online, it's stating that it's oil-free. A foundation that is marketed as the Double Wear family. You know, the Double Wear family is, and I'll be honest with you, every oily skinned person I know, or very oily skin, Double Wear is in a sense their holy grail foundation, or it is in their collection and they are a heavy user of that foundation. They rely on the Double Wear foundation to help with oil control and to keep that matte appearance, not a full mask appearance, but a mattified appearance. So that's why I feel that it's extremely important to get a real answer on whether or not this foundation is oil or not. Because I feel if you have oily skin, very oily skin, and you're using this foundation, and let's say that it is an oil-based foundation, it's too much. It's too much oil, and I don't know. That's just, it was a big like red flag to me, put it that way, when she said that it was an oil-based foundation. But again, I promise I will find out some answer, and then I will update the info box as well for you. I thought it might be helpful just to kind of explain to you how I use each one of the foundations. That way can kind of give you an idea of why I came to this conclusion for the Double Wear Nude foundation. So the foundation I mixed with the Double Wear to help thin it out is Estee Lauder's Invisible Fluid Makeup. Now, this is actually almost done. It's probably right here because I can see like the light shining through. And this has actually been discontinued. Now, I actually wonder if maybe the nude version is replacing this. I don't know, but if it is supposed to replace this, it's nothing like this. This was what, I mean, God, did I love this foundation. I still do. This foundation would just thin out anything that just felt heavy on the skin. And it was a perfect match for me too. Just for reference, this is 6W in 1. And I've gone through a couple bottles of these. So I'm so disappointed that this is now discontinued, because this would be something I would have continuously purchased throughout my lifetime. It's that good. Now I'm going to keep the invisible fluid in my hand because I have another cocktail mix. I have the Double Wear light version. Now this comes in the tube, and I believe this is still available. This shade is Intensity 5.0. If you're going up a flight of stairs, I would always say it's about 2 steps down. So go backwards from the actual Double Wear makeup. It is not thick. It would not give me that full coverage that the regular Double Wear would give me. However, I cannot feel it on my skin. This is just perfect. And if you are a user that you're like, you know what, I don't want to deal with the original Double Wear. It's too heavy on my skin. I don't want to deal with it. Try the Double Wear Light. You might enjoy this. Again, this was a cocktail that I definitely enjoyed. And then the last Double Wear product that I have is the Double Wear Maximum Cover. Now, this shade I am 5W2, which is Rich Caramel. Now, you might be wondering, okay, don't like the heaviness of the original one. Why do you have the max coverage? I'm gonna tell you why. Now, this foundation, I only reserve it for when I have dark marks. So when I need to cover up something that it almost feels like a concealer just cannot seem to cover it up. Or it feels like I am just putting on so much concealer to cover, let's say, a dark mark that's fairly fresh, meaning it's so dark, it's like black on my skin tone, and it needs something heavy duty. This is heavy duty, however, it is still, it's not heavy on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. Again, I have smooth textured skin, so I can feel everything. I can tell immediately when something is too thick, it's just irritating. I can always tell. I have recommended the Double Wear Max to people that have, I would say, some serious pigmentation problems that they need to cover up. I've recommended it to women that have melasma. They need to cover up. It does what it needs to do. Day one, and I'm going to try out the Double Wear Nude. The first thing I noticed is as I started to tip it onto my foundation plate, I mean, too much came out. It was like running water. So it is very watery, very runny. Still not as runny as the Invisible Fluid. And I can't help it. I was just comparing it at first to this formula because, again, I thought it might be replacing this. And maybe I would have, you know, its backup replacement, or that was kind of what I was hoping in my mind. As expected, it offers on me, I just completely felt it was just a light coverage. I tried to build it up, and for me, building up, because I can see it, is if it's going to start to cover up my dark marks. So if I'm using a foundation that says, okay, I'm light to medium coverage, I'm not to full. Medium coverage would mean I could still see my dark marks, peeking through, but it's not completely covered up as a full coverage foundation would do. It was not building up to medium. So for me, I feel that the Double Wear Nude is just a light coverage. You can also see in the demonstration how I'm trying to kind of build it up on the dark marks. What I did is I just pulled in the Double Wear Max, and I just kind of added in a little bit of this just to try and play around, to try to see. And I feel that it covers best just with the Double Wear Max, or it'll cover best with using either the Double Wear in the regular version, or of course just using some concealer. What I do with the original one is I will put in a drop here, a drop there in a lot of my other foundations, kind of give it that staying power that I need and make it work as if it's a concealer on my skin, and it will cover the dark marks perfectly. But also what I like about it is the transfer proof of the Double Wear. You can apply your Double Wear, and you can set it, and then when you're putting on your other cosmetic products, if you're going to put on your blush and your bronzer, it's not moving at all. Some foundations, even after you set it, let's say you're trying to conceal something, and after you set it, when you go in with additional products, it'll start to move. So whatever you've tried to conceal, whether it's a dark mark or a concealer, starts to peek through because you're taking your brush or your beauty blender and you're moving the foundation underneath. Not with Double Wear. I put it on, I set it in place, and I mean, it is set and nothing is moving. I briefly just want to touch base on the ingredients with the Double Wear Nude versus the actual original formula, the Double Wear. Now, again, this is only because I was trying to look at the ingredients and think, where would it say? Which ones would really kind of stand out and show me that it's an oil-based foundation? And what I noticed is if you put the ingredients like side by side together of the Double Wear Nude and the original Estee Lauder Double Wear original one, the original version has, X amount of ingredients, and it's not long. With the Double Wear Nude, there is a long list of ingredients. Now the top ingredients, so the ones up at the top, is the sun protection ingredient. So you have a high concentration of the UVA and the UVB. Then it goes into a bunch of other emollients, inactive ingredients, solvents, all kinds of stuff. Now I just printed out this list just to kind of show you. This is the entire list of ingredients for the Double Wear Nude. And I'm reading some of it and I'm just like, there's a lot of preservatives. I know those kind of stand out the most to me, just from knowing their titles. There's apple extract, there's watermelon extract. I don't do anything with watermelon. If you know me on a personal level, I know this is odd. You might kind of go, what? I hate watermelon with a passion. It is lengthy. I highly recommend, if you are a consumer and ingredients is very important to you, important to your health, important to your lifestyle, look at the list. Also, when I was just comparing these two together, the invisible fluid with the nude, if the nude offered the same, I would say just the texture of this invisible fluid, and it offered the coverage, because this offered more coverage than the nude. If the nude version worked in the same manner as invisible fluid, once I'm done with this, I would have picked up a bottle of this because it just would have replaced the discontinued item, but it still didn't. It was just too sheer for me. So that's another reason why I'm not moving forward. I'll just finish up the sample, but it's not going to be something that I personally am going to pick up a full-size bottle. I really feel it's going to be a personal preference. It's going to be for customers that like a sheer to light coverage. They either have good skin or they don't care what's showing, but they just want to have maybe just that light layer of coverage, light layer of color on their skin. But for me personally, no, It's just not going to fit. It's not going to fit into my Double Wear family. And that's it. That's my opinion on Estee Lauder's new Double Wear Nude Water Fresh Foundation SPF 30. If this is a foundation that you've already picked up, I would love to know how it's working out for you, especially if you have oily skin. And I say that because I need to find out if it's oil-free or not. So how has it been working for you? I would love to know. Leave comments and let's get talking. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching, spending some time out of your day or evening to come and watch me. I do appreciate that. And I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.